Good morning. Today in this video, we're going to review section 4-3, polynomial division. On the next day, you'll have a quiz on this. So the first two problems, we have to divide using long division. On the quiz, please make sure you're paying attention to the directions carefully. So we have to use long division for this problem. We cannot use synthetic. So this takes a little bit longer of a process. So we are going to line up our problem. If you did not watch the original problems for this, please pause this video and go back and watch them now. The original lessons are more detailed than this will be. This will be a little quicker since it is a review. So what we always want to do is we want to do first term divided by first term. So we're doing x cubed divided by x. So that would be x to the second power. Just put it anywhere at the top, and we'll start our answer at the top. So then what we have to do is go back and take that x squared and distribute it. We're going to multiply it by both of the terms, the x and the negative 2. So x squared times x is x to the third. Then x squared times negative 2. Now, a careful step we need to take here is, remember, after you distribute, you need to subtract the bottom row. So subtract, and then subtracting here will change to a plus, because subtracting a negative, that's double negatives. And then we add going down. The first terms should always cancel. The second column, you can add or subtract whatever it shows. 5x squared plus 2x squared is 7x squared. And then we bring down our next term. And we start the process over again. The cycle, if you will. First term divided by first term. So what's 7x squared divided by x? That would be 7x. So we have to put plus 7x. You would not put a blank in between the two terms. Make sure to put a plus if it's not a negative. And now we're going to distribute again. We're going to do the 7x times both of these terms. So 7x times x and 7x times negative 2. And then we need to subtract the bottom row. Subtract, and this is a minus, so change it to a plus for double negative. Cancel, and then do the math in the second column. Negative 7x plus 14x is 7x. And then bring down the next term. And now let's do the cycle for a third time. First term divided by first term. What's 7x divided by x? That'd be just 7. So put a plus 7, and then distribute one final time. Distribute the 7 times x, and then 7 times negative 2. And then change to subtraction for the bottom row. And another double negative changes to plus 14. And then cancel, and then add 2 plus 14 is 16. And that's going to be the remainder. Now we're going to put our remainder back up into our answer. We're going to write it as a fraction, so we put a plus since it's positive 16. 16, the remainder goes in the numerator, and the x minus 2 that we were originally dividing by, that will be the denominator. So here's my answer. Let's try another one. By the way, if there was a side question that said, is x minus 2 a factor, your answer would be no. Remember, it's only a factor if it has a remainder of 0. Also, I am double checking as I go through this, and I'm writing it down to see if I'm missing any terms. If I got to put in any zeros for any missing terms in between, neither of these problems have missing terms, though. So first term divided by first term, that's x to the fourth divided by x is x to the third. And then distribute x to the third times x, and x to the third times -2. Now we're going to change the sign, we're going to subtract to change the signs in the bottom row, and double negative again, change to a plus. So cancel that first column and then do the adding. -8x cubed plus 2x cubed is -6x cubed. Then bring down your next term and start the cycle again. We're going to do the first term divided by first term. -6x cubed divided by x would be -6x squared. And then we're going to distribute the -6x squared. So -6x squared times x is -6x cubed. -6x squared times -2 is 12x squared. Now we're going to subtract the bottom row. Cancel the first column because they add up to 0. And then the next column, 10 minus 12 would be -2x squared. Bring down your next term. And do the cycle again. First term divided by first term. -2x squared divided by x is -2x. And then distribute the -2x times x to get -2x squared. And -2x times -2 is 4x. Subtract the second row. Then add. These cancel. 2x minus 4x is -2x. And bring down your final term, the plus 4. And do this. Start the cycle again. First term divided by first term, that would be -2x divided by x is -2. Now distribute the -2 times x, -2 times 2, and then we are going to subtract the bottom row. And we're going to get a remainder of 0. And therefore, don't put that additional fraction at the end. We got our answer with no remainder this time. Next, we're going to divide using synthetic division. Remember, that's only divisible when you're dividing by x plus or minus a number. So here's the setup for this one. Remember, if we're dividing by x minus 2, if it has an x in the front, we do the opposite number. So instead of -2, we use +2. Now let's put the coefficients. Here's 1x cubed minus 1x squared minus 1x minus 2. And then we're going to go really fast from here. First term always drops down, the 1, and then 2 times 1. Then add -1 plus 2 is 1. Then 2 times 1 is 2. Then add down -1 plus 2 is 1. 2 times 1 is 2. And add down -2 plus 2 is 0. Now, on your quiz, you must turn it back into a polynomial. All right, you do not just leave this as an answer. You'd only receive like half credit for it. So to turn this back into a polynomial, don't worry about the 0. That's the remainder, means there is no remainder. So there's 3 terms here. That would be a trinomial. Remember, to the left of the remainder would be the last number. To the left of the remainder would be the constants. To the left of the constant would be the x term. To the left of the x term would be the x squared term. So this would be 1x squared plus 1x plus 1. Okay, let's try another one. We're dividing by x minus 1, so we're going to put +1. And now the coefficients. No missing terms here, so no need for zeros. I did check that every time. Drop down the first number, 4. Now 1 times 4 is 4. -9 plus 4 is -5. 1 times negative 5 is negative 5. 9 plus negative 5 is 4. And 1 times 4 is 4. And 3 plus 4 is 7. So the remainder is 7. So there we're going to write the remainder. It's going to be 7 over the x minus 1 that we're dividing by. To the left of the remainder is the constant. Let me back up here. Remainder constant x squared. So we got 4x squared minus 5x plus 4 plus 7 over x minus 1. Next, number 5, we're dividing by x plus 2, so we're going to use negative 2, the opposite here. No missing terms, so no need for zeros here. Drop down the first number. Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. Then add those to get negative 10. Negative 2 times negative 10 is 20. Then add those to get negative 8. Negative 2 times negative 8 is 16. Add those to get 0. So no remainder here. Cross it off. So remember, to the left of the remainder is constant. To the left x. To the left x squared. So that would be 3x squared minus 10x minus 8. Number 6, we're dividing by x plus 1. So we're going to use negative 1. I do notice that I'm missing the x squared term in between here. So I do need to throw in a 0. And now my procedure, drop down the first number 1. Negative 1 times 1, then add down. Negative 1 times negative 3, add down. Negative 1 times 3, add down. Negative 1 times negative 1, add down. I just want to double check this. And we're good. All right, so there's the remainder, constant x squared, x to the third. So we got 1x to the third minus 3x squared plus 3x minus 1 with a remainder of, put a fraction, plus 2 over x plus 1. Number 7, using synthetic division, determine whether the numbers are zeros of the polynomials. So we're going to divide now. This is, they're giving us 2 problems in one here for number 7. We got to test negative 4, and then we have to do another problem to test the 2. Now, we are going to use negative 4 here. Don't do the opposite because it doesn't have an x in front. So drop down, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add. So now, we don't need to worry about a polynomial here. It just says determine whether the numbers are zeros of the function. So we're going to stop here, and we're going to go yes. We're going to say yes. Negative 4 is a 0 because it has a remainder of 0. Now let's test 2. So drop down, multiply, draw, add, multiply, add, multiply, add. We got a remainder of 72 here, so we're going to say no. 2 is not a 0 because it has a remainder that's not 0. And let's get some more practice here. Number 8, we have a new polynomial. We're going to test 2 and then test negative 1. So again, don't do the opposite. There's no x in front of that 2, so keep that sign as is. Drop down, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add. We have a remainder of 0, so we're going to put yes. We're going to say yes. 2 is a 0 of the polynomial. Now we're going to test negative 1. First number drops, then multiply negative 1 times 1, add, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add. All right, we got a remainder here, so it's not 0, so we're going to put no. And that's it for the review. We got a quiz coming up tomorrow, so make sure you guys ask questions during class, and good luck.